Monadeepa joins us from a pandal I see in Bengal. Monadeepa, but it's going to be a puja like no other, where there is social distancing norms, at least for now. The High Court has laid out the guidelines. I understand there is an appeal as well. But at the moment, what is the rush, if at all, looking like? Is there a reason to show concern?
Well, at this moment, I'm at Ekdalia Durga Puja Pandal, which is in Gadiahat, which is one of the most popular. It is patronized by a very senior minister in the Mamata Banerjee government. The crowds here are normally phenomenal, so thick that you cannot enter the puja area. But as you can see over here, it is thin right now. Just a handful of young men and women on the spot, not too many. That's what the police too are telling me, that this Durga Puja, after the High Court order, there does seem to be a decisive fall in number of people out on the street. But this is in different places. I'm getting different, responses from puja organizers, and it will be very different perhaps when the Durga Pujas actually begin, which is on the 22nd of October. Even now, it's not really Durga Puja, and so perhaps that's why the crowds are still thin. However, what is interesting is that the pandals are not so crowded right now, but the shopping malls and the marketplaces are still hugely crowded, people thronging to shop, even as the High Court lays the law on the pandals in Kolkata as well as in the state. There is, however, one puja pandal organizer who told me this interesting thing. He said they have barricaded the Durga Puja pandal as required, but he said it's like laying out a buffet in front of a hungry crowd and telling them to just see the buffet and not eat, which does sound terribly cruel, but that's the way it is right now in Kolkata. At Ekdalia, at least, at this time of the evening, very, very thin crowds, pre-puja crowds. We don't know what will happen during the actual puja days. The idea has been much discussed that the coronavirus is the real demon, the asura that goddess Durga must vanquish. But it is at this pandal here in Nagir Bajar, Dondom, that we find the idea has come to fruition. There you have goddess Durga in the traditional white sari with red border, and at her feet the asura, very different from what we have seen elsewhere, the Corona Asura. If you look at the hair, you will know exactly where this idea has come from. The crown, the spikes, all that represented in this idol by the artist Indrajit Paul. Now there is also a special reason why this scene of vanquishing of the virus is special to this particular club.
Our president, Mr. Dr. Tapas Kumar Neogi, passed away by corona on 17th August. So it is our club's own damage. We want to worship Durga to destroy the corona by this way.
Vanquish the virus, and with little help from goddess Durga, it just may be possible. Wishful thinking as yet, but something to hope for, certainly, for a Durga Puja that has been ravaged by the pandemic. With G.D. Shankar, Monadeepa Banerjee, NDTV.
All right, so that's the situation in Kolkata right now. Let's find out how Mumbai is gearing up for the festive season, or are they following any caution at all? Purva, take us through what exactly are the streets of Mumbai looking like. Navratri has a lot of people gathered together in the state of Maharashtra, at least. We're just trying to find out and see what the response on the ground really is at the moment, and if the guidelines and the SOPs for COVID-19 are in place and are being followed.
Well, in Maharashtra, right from the festival season that it started, be it Ganesh festival or even the Dahi Handi, the state guidelines were to not celebrate the festival like how it used to be. Even for Navratri, the guidelines are in place. There is no, even at the pandals, there are not many crowds who are allowed to go in. Even at the marketplaces, right now I am at one of the marketplaces, although it is too early to just say whether there will be crowds or not, because normally after 7 the crowds sort of swell up, but otherwise also it's a very dull festival mood on the ground in Mumbai, at least, because the state government guidelines are in place, and secondly the COVID, the number of COVID cases for the past 1 week, even though they have gone down, but still it is still a concern in Maharashtra, it's a concern in Mumbai, because even if you look at all the COVID cases, Mumbai still has a lot of COVID cases. So that is why the state government has maintained that even Navratri should not be celebrated how it is celebrated normally. So even on ground, the mood is quite the mood is quite dull. Not many people are coming out. In fact, even yesterday I visited the flower market. The flower market is generally the bustling market normally during Navratris. Even the flower market, they are saying that not many people, no customers are coming in, because we also know that the trains are not fully functional. So not many people from Mumbai are going from one place to another and gather at these markets, which are like typical 3 to 4 markets in Mumbai. Not many people are going in, and not many people are gathering. Because the state guidelines are in place, and second, yes, there is a little bit of still worry about the rising COVID here, at least in Mumbai and Maharashtra.
Worry at least, no gatherings is what Purva is catching up at the moment, but clearly the numbers have always stayed with Maharashtra. It's always been on the top of the chart. But look what happened in Chennai, for example. There was a store which is a very popular store and deals with various kind of fabrics and silk sarees. These are actually pictures coming in from Chennai, from a store there, which had people gathering in. This is just from yesterday, we are told. Look at the number of people there and the number of people who've actually gathered under that roof. Now, this video of how people were rushing in for festival shopping, even in midst of a pandemic, despite the scared and in absolute violation of SOPs. When this video went viral, now they have been sent a notice and the store has been asked to stay shut. Also, a warning has been given out to other stores in the area as well. But what exactly is happening? Have people forgotten that we are still living in midst of a pandemic? Well, that's the question we'll take with our experts. At the point, we've joined by Dr. Rakesh Verma. He's a professor for cardiology at Safdarjung Hospital. We also have Dr. Kaushik Lahiri. He's the vice president at West Bengal Doctors Forum. Let me begin with Dr. Verma. Dr. Verma, when you look at pictures like the ones we've been getting from Chennai, or you look at pictures that are emerging in Bihar, for example, where there is massive violation of COVID SOPs, be it elections or be it the festival season. People seem to have forgotten that we are still pretty much living in midst of our pandemic. How big is the festival season scare at the moment? What is the anticipation that experts like you are making?
See, as a physician, as a citizen of India, as a senior position in the government, I very strongly feel that this fight is not of any government. This is fight of each individual, each citizen of this country. I and you both have to understand, if corona affects anybody, it is my fault, it's the fault of the patient to a very large extent. If we follow the social distancing norms, if we follow the strict guideline of using a mask altogether, if you cough, have sneezing, you are not doing in a towel and you're moving away from the people, and if I am maintaining a social distance and if I'm violating that, then I'm inviting this coronavirus to come to me, to my home, my family, my kutum, my mohalla, my city.
People seem to be forgetting this. While we speak with you, we are showing pictures of how markets are flooded, malls are flooded, People are out on the streets. In Delhi, traffic is back. We're seeing it firsthand, morning and evening. So what should we be done? What I'm trying to understand from you, sir, is I understand there's a COVID fatigue that has set in, right?
Photograph of Honorable Prime Minister.
Right.
He is using a very long mask. You don't find a single photograph of Honorable Prime Minister without wearing a mask. And he used a very long muffler type of mask so that no air from his mouth and nostril getting out. He is setting the example. Our Honorable Health Minister, if you've seen any TV interview, any press conference, Sunday Samvad, he is constantly wearing a mask. So if they can use a mask, why can't I and you can use a mask? I am carrying always a mask hanging in my neck. Only for the interview I removed. When I don't require, I remove it down. Otherwise, I use it like this. So this thing we all have to follow. Now the festival period has come for joy, for enjoyment, for giving our prayers, paying obeisance, exchanging gifts to the relative and friends, giving small pamphs to our youngsters, but not to give corona. So I and you, each individual must remember that puja is by heart. Puja is not by show off. What puja you want to do in a temple, you can try to do it this year from your home, from within the 4 corridors. If you want festivities, do it at home. What is the requirement of crowding out? What is the requirement of being jungling up in one place? So this precaution, no government can impose. Government can only give an advisory. Government can say, please don't do it.
Government actually can impose. It can impose a lockdown. I'm not sure if that's going to happen though. Something, let me bring in Dr. Lahiri on this one. Something, Dr. Lahiri, we're seeing the European countries get into. All day today, we've been talking about how numbers are escalating in that part of the world. From Italy to Brussels to US to all of EU actually, we are seeing a massive spike in cases, forcing most of the cities to go into a second phase of lockdown. What does one do with a country like India, where you don't want to kill the joy or perhaps the cheer of the festivals, but at the same time try to tell people the best gift you can actually give somebody this season is the gift of safety, and people have forgotten that. Look at the pictures.
Exactly. Actually, we need to remember that it all started in Spain was doing okay, but on 7th or 8th of March, there was a celebration on Women's Day, and simultaneously there was a big football match. So Spain is a soccer mad country like ours, and after that there was a huge spike in Spain. And what is happening in Europe, especially on the northern part, is the winter is setting in. And that has created havoc in Europe. But in our country, if we are not taking any lesson from the Onam, what happened in Kerala.
Right.
So they had about 11 and 30 cases before Onam. And then they reached 11,000. So that is what is terrific. And a similar thing is going to happen in Bengal if we are not careful enough. And this is a huge, huge festival. And we need to remember the Ganesh Chaturthi could be carved in Maharashtra and in 3 states, very specifically, I'm telling Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra, they decided to stop the Garba dance. So if we can do it, if Saudi Arab can stop the Hajj this time, and even Muharram and all the other festivities could be very correctly stopped by our state governments and central governments, why not this festival? This puja will come every year. But this time, if we allow this to happen, there will be a huge tsunami of cases, and we have reached the absolute end point of our tolerance, and the doctors, the health staff workers, the police administration, and even the bed numbers, everything has reached a level. And we really do not know what is in store if we cannot impose all this restriction properly during the puja days.
Important words there, Doc. But take us through also, you know, we've seen a trend in India. What happens in Europe is perhaps what trickles down to India in about 15-20 days time or so. We've seen the trends emerge in that manner. So if the current trend in Europe is to be seen, by when do you think could India be actually looking at another peak?
Actually, not exactly from Europe, but from middle of November or December is the time where the flu virus time also sets in. So that is the winter sets in. And the physicians all over the globe are more concerned what corona will do during this flu season. So it's not specific about India, it's not specific US or Europe. Already it has started. It is peaking in the northern part of UK, and in various parts of Europe, the lockdown has again been imposed. So India, there may not be a very harsh winter in all the parts like Europe, but in the northern part, in the eastern part, really after the setting of this the flu time and the winter, especially after this, all the festivities are over. So we are expecting a surge in November.
In November, it's actually going to be peak Diwali season as well.
Yes,
so are you
yes.
saying there's going to be a double whammy of sorts where we could have festival season compounded by the dipping of temperature that could create, in your words, tsunami of cases?
Yes. Actually, as a physician, our duty is to make everybody happy and peaceful and be calm and quiet. But this is not the time as physician individually from our West Bengal Doctors Forum or from the platform, joint platform of doctors, where repeatedly we have written letters to the Chief Minister of the state, to all the political parties, that be careful, because if you are not careful during the festive season, this is Durga Puja, and after that the Diwali festivity, and then the time of the winter sets in, if you are not careful, you should be very prepared for the worst. And if it, and now we are having, remember, Bengal was doing very good. And before, in the middle of September, it was about 3,000 cases, and the recovery rate was one of the highest in India, and very few mortality. But now, after 1 month, we have remember, India in 17th of September it peaked. It was 97,000 per cases. Now it has climbed down to 55,000. That is substantial. But what Bengal did, we were adding about 3,000 cases per day. Now, yesterday we had 3,992 cases. That is about 1,000 cases increased in last 1 month. So this is, and our recovery rate also is dropping. And this is before the puja started. During the puja shopping, what you have shown in the photos, all there's a mad shopping everywhere. And so we are with folded hands, we are telling everybody to be careful. This is not the last puja of your life. So you can have enough time if you are alive, if you are healthy, if you are you can sustain through this corona COVID era, you will have enough time to enjoy in your life. So why you are doing this, we are telling everybody.
Words, Dr. Lahiri, we really, really hope people are listening in very carefully to this. Last comments from both of you. When the Prime Minister speaks at 6 p.m., what are expectations that you hold from him? What would you like him to speak about? Dr. Lahiri, you can go first.
Prime Minister, as the leader of the country, he should set example, but what he is preaching, what he is teaching, and he should be very pragmatic in balancing between the life and livelihood of the people. I'm sure he will do that because there's a huge debate between life and livelihood.
Right.
And he should be absolutely straight in telling the people to follow all the protocol. So it's not a question of politics now. All the political parties, all the state governments, everybody should follow the protocol properly, because this is a question of our survival.
Right. Dr. Verma, what are your expectations from what the Prime Minister should be talking about at 6 p.m.?
See, I'm nobody to comment on anything on that. Please excuse me for that, but I can assure you two things. We have got a statesman as a Prime Minister. He's a very wise, very able, very noble person. He knows that welfare of this country is to be led by him, and he is burning midnight oil. I can assure you, as I'm aware, more than 16, 17 hours, constantly for several months, he has been guiding us, directing the Health Ministry, Honorable Health Minister Sahab, our Health Secretary. They all are devoting their maximum time as a war room to help the people. And this could be no different from that. This will be no different from that. And I assure you, we all must have full faith in wisdom of our Honorable Prime Minister, and he knows what he has to say, what he has not say.
Okay, doctors, we'll have to leave it there for the moment. Thank you so much for joining us. We really, really hope, like he said, like Dr. Lahiri actually said, don't give in and understand that there could be a tsunami of cases that might emerge post the festival season if we are not careful. So we need to be watching out those festive urges inside all of us.